What up, boys and 1% gals? It's Gaz, and welcome to the WARFRAME video. So, just got off a 16-hour double shift, and here we are talking about potential raid mechanics in Warframe and how they could maybe implement that by pulling out some stuff from the new Volatile game mode that was added with Corpus Railjack. This will also be serving as a mini guide for how to do the Volatile game mode, which I hope they make into some raid mechanics in the future. So it's going to be maybe a future raid guide as well. So before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to the channel and, let me know how you feel about this game mode. Let me know how you feel about potential raid mechanics. Really good comments on the video yesterday, guys. Sorry I didn't have time to respond to them. I will be responding to some of those comments this weekend on the single target primary video. But yeah, thank you very much for those great discussion pieces. I really do. We got some smart people that watch the channel, huh? Some not so smart people, but a lot of smart people as well. All right, so the new Volatile game mode. This is going to be available only in Corpus versions currently. And it's going to serve as basically a more complicated version of a sabotage mission. You will start the mission in a Railjack ship. As you can see right here, we're in the Railjack ship, and there's multiple objectives that we need to solve before we can enter the main event, which is in the Corpus capital ship. And something that will also pop up as you are running the mission, one of the cruise ships will have an elite Corpus officer inside of it carrying a briefcase of important information. I guess it's called Corpus credentials. That is a bonus objective you do not need to actually complete to beat the mission. But it will make the progress go a little bit faster during the actual main event portion of the sabotage in the ship. And I believe it's also supposed to give you bonus rewards, but at least on this current hotfix right now, it is not giving you bonus rewards. So, as you can see right here, I went to the cruise ship. You have to board the cruise ship. If you blow up the cruise ship with the mega cannon from the outside, you cannot. It's impossible to get the credentials. So this is a specific method you need to do to actually do this, is board the cruise ship to get the Corpus credentials. And that will be a part of the initial, just doing these objectives. So I destroyed the 3 security nodes, like turret on the main capital ship. And now we have to do these 2 mini objectives. Or it sometimes says like kill 3 cruise ships or something like that. So when you go into the priority targets, there's going to be one right here where we're going to have to actually activate a console, and then we're going to kill these security hacker drones. I think they're called disruptor drones or something like that. Basically, there's red marks on the map, the mini map. You need to go destroy those, or your progress will be very slow, if not entirely halted. I believe also destroying this is going to make less robotic enemies spawn in the mission, but that might just be me hoping that the objective is more exciting than it actually is. But yes, so here's where I'm going to start talking about potential raid, how they could implement this in a raid. I'd say just take a bunch of stuff that we're doing right now, crank everything up to 11. Make it where there's jackals, bursas, all the most elite Corpus robot enemies spawning when this robot factory is up. So you need, and also I'd say make it where potentially it takes even longer, because if you're going to be trying to it depends how they're going to do raids. If they're going to do raids with 8 people, this probably won't work. It's not complicated enough for 8 people, but for 4 people, crank up the difficulty a bunch, make it much harder than sorties, things like that, of that nature, and maybe add some extra mechanics on top of it, there's a mega arachnoid in there that completely disables operator for the entire mission, and it's a bonus objective. If you kill him, you get some extra loot, but if you don't kill him, you're just gonna have a harder time. So you're basically gonna want to do it anyway. So you do these bonus objectives. Now we're gonna continue on with the guide. You go inside the main capital ship here after you complete the bonus objectives, and here's where the sabotage begins. So there's a couple things we're gonna take into account here, and we're gonna go a little bit slower on this Volatile game mode inside the ship. So first off, you jump in there. Your Railjack is actually completely immune during this part, so don't worry about defending it. And when you're in a multiplayer squad, you actually need to have everyone in that ship before you can actually start this portion. So you go and seek out the reactor, and this is where having that bonus objective credentials will make it so it's uninterrupted hacking speed. So you'll actually do it much quicker than if you were to not have the Corpus credentials. You'll actually get some special dialogue as well from Cephalon Sai saying, "Yo, we got those credentials, good job, Tenno," and all that kind of stuff. So we get into the reactor, and now there's going to be a couple things you want to keep track of here. You're going to first be looking for these yellow pipes. These yellow pipes are going to make it so the reactor overheat level, as you can see on the left side, is not going to go too high. It will reduce the overheat level. If the overheat level goes to 100%, you'll be getting a 15-second timer. If the 15-second timer goes to 0, the mission actually fails. You entirely get destroyed, and you did not do a good job. So don't let the reactor overheat. And you'll see that yellow mark on the minimap is actually going to be the key to show which pipe you should be shooting with your gun. And it will shoot out some fire when you shoot it as well, which will definitely burn you, so be careful. It actually does a good chunk of damage if you're not a tanky frame. So as you can see, it reduced the heat level. Now another pipe is marked with a yellow icon. That is going to be one of the mechanics that you're going to actually need to be keeping track of when you are doing the volatile game mode. Now I think that we could actually have a very fun way of making this into a raid mechanic in a future raid that they hopefully will add to the game. They've been talking about re-adding raids. That's why I'm kind of going at this. We'll talk about that in a second, though. Here's the other mechanic. There will be these Corpus engineers that will try to approach the consoles, and if they start hacking the console, it will start a different 15-second timer. If that 15-second timer after the engineer has hacked the console, it goes to 0, the mission also will fail, just like there's the timer right there. I'd let it go to 100% just to show you guys. So you're going to need to, there's two things you need to keep track of: the yellow pipes and the red engineers. So here's where I think bumping up the difficulty of this is somewhat engaging gameplay, honestly, at least for Warframe standards. Now here's what I think you should do, and you could make a fun raid mechanic. Make it so the pipes are not automatically marked with yellow like that. Make it so you only can mark the pipes with a special item that you get from the Corpus credentials. By killing elite, like maybe if you killed that elite Arachnoid earlier in the mission we were talking about, he would drop the Overseer's glasses or something like that, and it would let you mark. Only the person with the Overseer's glasses that picked up during that mission can mark which pipe will be yellow. Now that's a thing as well. Like you'd probably need to make it where it's impossible to complete without the Overseer's glasses, but that's what I'm trying to say is. That's going to be some communication required, not voice comms, because if they ever make a Warframe raid, voice comms are not allowed to be required. That's the big thing that I think a lot of people need to realize, is that this is not a voice comms game for 99% of people. Even Eidolon fights, you don't do voice comms for that, really. There's text chat in this game. A lot of people do use the text chat. Everything needs to be done without having to be talking in voice. So make it so they can waypoint the pipe that's the one you're supposed to shoot, and maybe make it where the heat level goes up quicker, or like there's other repercussions that happen if the heat gets higher, like maybe the entire chamber catches on fire, and that's when a healer would be more important. Make it where when you shoot if you shoot the wrong pipe, like toxin procs attack everyone, and like I'm sure you know this, toxin can actually bypass the Tenno shields and actually do a lot of damage to you. So that could potentially be really good too, to just make things like, oh, you need to actually have a good spotter for these pipes. Make sure the guy who took the Corpus engineer glasses knows what he's doing, and don't have any troll waypoints pointing out the wrong pipe. And someone shoots it because they're like, oh, that someone waypointed that one. Well, that was the toxin pipe, and now everyone is dead. So there's fun things you could do in that case. Another thing you could maybe do is like make it so the Corpus engineer glasses it's similar to the bomb from LOR, where it's going to drain energy per second. So you need to pass the glasses around. So like, let's say your Nova Prime has 700 energy. Well, she can hold on to the bomb for quite a long time, but maybe make it where like after 2 minutes, the bomb, like it makes your energy at 0 or something like that. So you are going to actually encourage people to learn all the roles for a raid, because some people don't like to coast through it, to be fair, but these are not extremely difficult mechanics. Another thing I'd actually recommend is like making it so there's maybe 2 to 4 of those engineers approaching the hacking terminal at a time. And let's also make them extremely annoying to deal with. I'm talking Demolist, Nullifier, Arachnoid engineers, or something like that. Just make it like it's, wow, you need to actually team up for this guy. Not just this Corpus chump right here. Give him a Nullifier bubble, give him armor, give him shield, give him like a Glaxian or something like that. Make him a giant, okay guys, the engineer's coming from the west side right now. Let's get Chroma over there, let's get Mesa over there, let's get, not Necros. Necros isn't going to be doing anything, but let's get Baruch over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe make them CC immune. Make them so there's many things that are not cheesable here. These are the kind of things I'm thinking about, because this is engaging enough. Make the room a little bit bigger, maybe, and we're talking. This could be a portion of a raid in the future. Maybe you make it, instead of blowing up the ship, because after we finish this part, you go outside, use your forward artillery can to blast the weak points in the ship, and it blows up the ship. Maybe make it different, where it's like, we're going to hijack this Corpus capital ship. We're going to actually turn it into our own bomb. We're going to overload the reactor, and we're going to drive that ship into the middle of like Nef Anyo's fleet. And Nef Anyo is just like, wait, what? Oh crap! There's a ship gonna blow up here, and then that would help sniff out that rat, and we could go find him, and just fill him with credits until he explodes. That might just be my personal fantasies of killing Nef Anyo with filling him with credits, but we're gonna move on. I think this has potential right here. This Volatile game mode has potential. And I think they could easily, like, maybe not completely copy and paste it, because it's definitely way too... I'm soloing it right here. So they need to bump up the difficulty. They need to make it where maybe there's some mechanics with some not extremely difficult mechanics, but like things that you could do with some waypoints and text chat. And I think we have a good start to some raids and content that actually matters and requires a somewhat semblance of a brain in this game. Because it wouldn't be just a modding thing. It's like, oh, I have condition overload, I got blood rush, I got weeping wounds, I got like a slash build, I'm good. You would need to actually be like, okay, well, dude, don't shoot the wrong pipe. Look out for the Demolist Arachnoid attacking the hacking terminal. Like, you could, of course, just DPS down the Arachnoid, don't get me wrong. But you see what I'm trying to say here. That if there's 4 Arachnoids approaching at the same time, you need to have 4 people on their stuff. 4 people with good builds, not just you carrying the whole raid. Because, I mean, to some degree, having a person that can carry the raid is nice. But I also think like you want to become better as a gamer. At least that's how I look at it. So making it where everyone can learn roles, everyone is required to have a decent to good build, is a good place to start. And I think that's what we should be moving toward. With content in this game, not just stuff that anyone can breeze through in solo. So I do personally feel like raid should never be soloable in this game. Maybe you could attempt it solo if you are good enough. Like, okay, I'm gonna do the... Yeah, you know what? That actually might be a good way to do it. If for this specific, like what we're talking about, if you pick up the Corpus glasses, you have the energy. You're gonna like juggle the Corpus glasses on the ground, draining your energy. I'll pick it up. Hopefully, not shoot the. You might have to guess which pipe it's gonna be. Sometimes, if you can deal with 4 Corpus Arachnoid Demolists at the same time, like good on you. That's a good way to look at it, actually. If you are that strong, but I don't want anyone like to just be able to breeze through this just because Barney got a condition overload. Okay, so hopefully you guys found this thought-provoking and interesting. I've really been thinking about this a lot, and I do like the Volatile game mode. I think it has potential, and I do want to start thinking more about raids and what they might do with raids in this game. And hopefully that just wasn't lip service and it's never actually coming out, because this could be a whole nother video, but we've been waiting on raids to come back for quite a while. I'm guessing, like, I actually have the post pinned. I believe it was over 3 years ago. They said the air quotes temporary future of Warframe raids. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Hopefully you found it fun and helpful, and yeah, take it easy, guys. Peace.